BrinoMachino versus Joe W. Bush. Very interesting match 3. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, we've had two like pretty damn close games so far, with the first one coming down to literally the last square, and the second one literally just being a few mistakes towards the end. We are set for one of the closer matches in the season right here. I think with the experience that Gino, Bree, Bushy, and Josh have, I think this is going to be a great match.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I really wonder, like, what kind of strategies have developed. I know it's only been one day. I know it's only been since yesterday that the season started, but there are still people that, like, sit down after the bingo matches and are like, okay, let's see, what can we figure out after this first match? Let's go watch the VODs real quick. What do these teams do that we don't do? What do we do that they don't do? What are our strengths? What are our weaknesses? So I'm really curious about what the dynamic is going to be in this match after these teams just sit down and figure out, okay, what are our strengths. I think this is going to be really, really interesting. Very unique aspect of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I saw after the match, like, Tom was still playing. He reset and just kept playing. So the dedication of these players is, like, insane, honestly. And just the skill floor is just so high in Season 3. Like, the teams that are 0-2 right now don't necessarily deserve it. It's just, like, the floor is just that high in this season.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I do want to see a little bit more late game on this board, if I'm being honest. Like Morgoth's Great Rune, maybe some Fia's Champs again, some Valiant Gargoyles, maybe the Estelle Square. We haven't seen the Estelle Square yet, and I really would like to see that, the double Estelle. That's a really, really time-sinky one, I would say, that I think would be really fun to watch. So I'm really just hoping out for that one. But we should be ready for the match here in just a moment. Looks like Glance is getting the players ready. Let's go check on them real quick as well on this screen. Looks like they're mostly all under character creation right now, starting with the Omen. Is it the Omen hat? No, it's not. Yeah, it is, right?
Yep. That is the Dung Eater hat.
The gold Dung Eater hat. But it's called the Omen hat, right? If I'm...
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Because I know there's, like, the Omen Killer, and then there's the Omen, so I just wanted to double check. Yeah, I really wonder what the class pick is going to be this time, because last time it was kind of almost painfully obvious which class to go for. I wonder if the variety of these classes is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, I hope so too, because back in game 1 we literally had every competitor using the iron balls, so hopefully we see a little bit of variety here as they, I guess, are getting ready to take a look at these starting classes. What weapons do you think are going to come out this match, or what would you hope to see?
I always go for uniqueness. I always want to see uniqueness. Something new and fresh. Honestly, the Zammer curved sword last match I thought was great to see. We got to see the Ash of War actually deal decent amount of damage, but also, like, see that when it comes to R1s, R2s, maybe it's not the best choice, Yeah. So maybe we could see that with other weapons as well, like the Inquisitor's, what's it called? Inquisitor's, it's a spear with, like, it's like a candlestick spear.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No one really uses that, but it is a faith weapon, so I'm generally curious if anyone would ever go for that, and how good it would actually be in a bingo match.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be interested to see any kind of situation where a stat dump square actually pays off. And I think we have the board revealed.
Yep, the board is available now. Josh is currently, like, just loading it. I think Josh is having a little bit of a stream issue. Well, let's check with the board real quick here. 4 NPC invaders as the middle square. That is a pretty rushable square, I would say.
Yeah. You have... What do you have? You have Nereus. You have Edgar. Not too familiar with all the other NPC invaders, but that is a rushable one. We have a Hero's Grave again, Misbegotten and Crucible Duo. 10 Physic Blast Tears again. That one's a pretty solid one to go for.
Oh. Okay, Josh's OBS just crashed, so We're going to try and maybe... I'm not sure exactly what to do here at the moment with that being crashed. I could try and pause it. We are pausing it here. I have it at 2 minutes right now. It's still counting down. We're just going to pause real quick. It is still in the startup, so this isn't like in the middle of the match. So I think pausing here should be completely fine. Gives it a little bit of time to read the board, no?
Yeah.
So there is that.
We do have a sewer Moog. I wonder if we'll be looking at that because we also have a. I believe I saw a Morgott somewhere. Maybe not. What? We also have a Tree Sentinel Duo.
Everyone's streams are freezing. What's going on? What is going on? Okay, we'll reset the board and we'll reset the countdown. Let me go ahead, just stop the match and re-randomize. We'll go for a whole new board here in this case.
We didn't like that one anyway.
Yeah, that was a terrible board. It was boring, dude. Straight snooze fest. Yo, resident sleepers in chat for that board? That was a terrible board. Absolutely weenie board, man. Yeah, I think Twitch is having a little bit of an issue right now. Let me try and refresh them one more time.
A little bit of a skill issue on the side of Twitch.
Okay, oh, everyone's moving again. So that's nice. Everyone besides Josh. Oh, Josh is back. But now everyone's still frozen. What's going on? What is going on? We didn't have this yesterday. Oh, okay. Everyone's moving again. Thank God. Okay, everyone's fine. Everyone's online. Bars. All right, we should be good to go. Okay, it's nice if the players keep moving. That way I know that we're fine. All right, round two, let's go. Here we go. All right, Josh is back online. Glad to have Josh back. Countdown
All
again.
Right, new board, here we go.
Here we go. This is the good board. Chat. All right, this is the good board.
Here's the God Seed. Here we go. 5 horse bosses.
Terrible board. Let's rewatch this board. Yeah, this one's terrible. Let's go for a different one. Nah, I'm just messing. Yeah, horse bosses is not too bad. That's a semi-long square, I would say, depending on what your choices are.
It seems we do have a round table Knight Vike. What are your thoughts on that one?
Great. Fantastic. Love to see it. This is a great board. I love this board.
Yeah, so it looks like we have this column 1 looks decent. We have a 3 painting rewards and a somber +9. That's a pretty decent line right there. We have, in this diagonal from bottom left to top right, we have Godric while slimming Nepheli and a Somber 9. We have a gold free, looks like. We do have a Fia's Champs.
There's possibly a Tree Sentinel too. Sorry, go ahead.
Sadly, we can't synergize the Fia's Champs or Roundtable of like with NPC bosses. The square is NPC invaders.
Right. I am expecting a Tree Sentinel race here, possibly friendly NPC race as well. Possibly another Catacombs rush as well. So, column 2, row 3, got that Catacombs, Tree Sentinel. We got friendly NPCs. So these 3 squares I definitely think are going to be one of the first squares that both teams are going to go for. I wouldn't be surprised anyways.
Looking at the starting classes, looks like we have a... that is a very goofy looking Zweihander.
Yeah. I agree. Zweihander is like a really interesting weapon. Very strong weapon, actually, too. It is colossal, too. So. But there is no colossal on the board, sadly. Only Remembrance with a Remembrance weapon. So you could go for the Nefeli Lu, check the Godric Remembrance right after that fight. There's also Renala with 4 summons, so both of those fights are required. So you might as well check the Remembrance afterwards. Maybe do like a little 2-for-1 deal. Go for Godric with Nefeli Lu, and then use the Godric Remembrance weapon to then go for Renala with the 4 summons. That could definitely work out.
I mean, we also have tree sentinel or tree bosses and bosses that ride a horse, and we have gold freeze, so that could be a draconic play, like leading into the double remembrance into the draconic play. That could work out pretty well.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting match. The choices here are like slightly limited, but interesting. Maybe even honestly, I think I'm not gonna lie. Here, the Falling Star Beast and Somber Stone 1 and 2. That's a lineup, and they play into each other. That could be something that they might be eyeballing as well. That's a really nice lineup, I would say. Here we go. All the players loading in. I hope. Josh already misinputting and saying no. Wait, what? What? Josh. Wait, what? Are we behind? Let me just refresh them real quick. I just want to make sure that we're not behind, right? Hold on a second. Let me just make sure. No, we were not behind. Okay, well, a little bit of a behind by like 10 seconds there, sadly. But you know what? That's not going to make a big difference. In the grand scheme of things, 10 seconds in an hour, what does it matter, right?
Yeah, so it looks like we are going to see a early Tree Sentinel. More than likely, probably they're going to send Gino from Team BrinoMachino and most likely Bushy because he is ahead in this race. We will see who gets it first.
Yeah.
Because that is huge synergy. That is that's a square, and then tree bosses and bosses that ride a horse. So that, I mean, not going for that is kind of a silly move.
Yeah, I'm really, really hoping that they do not go for Graces if they are going to be Tree Sentinel racing. Because that is a little bit of a time sink.
Yeah, that could make the difference. We do have a little bit of a starting class difference. We have I believe it's a spiked club versus a noble slender sword with square off. So
Ooh.
I would give the slight edge to the square off weapon, honestly.
I would agree. I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, Gino's going straight forward too.
Yeah. Club being bonk, I still don't think that's as good as square off. Oh, it looks like Bree is going right for Vare.
Yeah, going for those friendly NPC kills. Gino going straight for that Tree Sentinel, and Team Yo W Bush both not going for Tree Sentinel.
It.
They're both going past it. They're like, you know what? You go for it.
I guess they know that Gino is probably doing it, and they don't want to take a race with Gino with this boss because they know his level of experience with this boss.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly. Sometimes, I mean, we've seen it on other matches, though, as well, where it's like, you know what, just give them the Tree Sentinel. It's fine. I think we saw that last match, even, where it was like, just give Tom the Tree Sentinel. We're going to go do something else.
Yeah. I mean, that's also a valid play.
Very nice fight here, though. Very nice fight here from Gino. Where is the... Boom. There we go. Everybody else going for that Grace near Bach, also known as the Aguil Lake North Grace.
Yeah, that's Aguil Lake North. And it seems like Bree is going to be ahead on this NPC square, the friendly NPC square. If you are BrinoMachino, I think you're just going for that column 3 threat, it feels.
Possibly, yeah. There is that Tree Sentinel mark. What kind of weapon does he get? Is it Dragon Halberd? It's Loretta's War Sickle. Okay, interesting. Not exactly what we're expecting.
Never used that weapon before.
It's all right. It's not that great. But that Tree Sentinel does play into the kill 5 bosses that ride a horse center square, and also kill 5 bosses with a tree in their name. So that is a really nice work towards already 2 other squares just for killing that Tree Sentinel. Josh going immediately to Consecrated Snowfield, though. and possibly going for the Invader cheese.
Mm. That would not be a bad play here. It unlocks Mogwin as well, I guess.
Yeah. Very, very interesting.
Bree here doing work on Bach. Probably going to be working on that NPC square as Bushy here is taking the Tombsword Grace. Probably going to complete one of those catacomb dungeons. Now, there is a 3 Erdtree Avatar square that could also synergize with the Tree Sentinel that Gino did just kill. There's a lot of synergy here with Limgrave bosses.
Yeah, there's a lot of connected pieces that I honestly didn't see early on. There's a lot of stuff. Falling Star Beast, Somber Stone 1 and 2, Tree Sentinel with Limgrave bosses and invaders and NPCs. There's definitely a lot going on for sure. I agree. Josh falling off the edge and not being able to do the cheese.
Oh, no.
Josh trying to hug the stone side, but sadly misses it.
And Bree ends up marking the square. She's on the board with friendly NPCs. And this, I want to say this row 5 it's kind of a long game, but if you can get that Somber 9, you are threatening. And both of the remaining 2 squares are pretty, like, time-consuming.
Yep.
So I wonder how they're going to play this.
I would see this if I was on team Joe W. Bush. I would just not really care too much about row 5 immediately anyways, because it is too much of a time sink, as you mentioned. The Somber 9 would still be a play potentially, but Gold Free and Blackblade Kindred, it's a little too early for that. It's just a little too early for that, so I don't think it really matters too much. Gino here going into old Altus Tunnel, grabbing possibly Somber 5 and 6, and killing that Stone Digger Troll as well. Bushy here, going to go for the backstabs on the Cemetery Shade. Possibly going to go for another Catacomb right after this as well.
Yeah, he could also pivot outside of Tombsword and take care of that Erdtree Avatar whenever he needs to. That would contribute towards tree bosses and Avatar bosses.
Nice little colossal check through the wall there. Sees his Watchdog staff. Josh getting that NPC Invader kill on the Sanjuan Noble.
It's a good trade. I mean, unless he wants to go to Mogwin, unless he thinks that it's valuable to get the runes from Mogwin.
And has to ride all the way back again, grabbing the money, I'm assuming, is the cash that he wants off of that?
Yeah, probably going to Mogwin for the easy, I don't know how much money exactly it is, but there's a couple of, there's like a 50k right in front of Mog. There's like 2 Heroes Runes 2s.
There's a lot of money, yeah. That makes a lot of sense, actually. I agree. Nice little Stone Digger Troll here from Gino. 2 clumps will do. Giza's Wheel on the menu. And looks like Bree is getting ready for Take Raya's Hand to Volcano Manor, which is row 1, column 4.
Yeah,
starting
being
that
very
quest
careful
line.
Not to land on her and trigger the 20-second unskippable dialogue. Very nice.
Like Bushy going for his second Catacomb.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Everyone really doing something completely different this time.
Josh here in Mogwin Palace. Most likely going to be grabbing some cash and I think a Somber 9 you can get from inside of a little cave.
Gino going for Somber 7 and 8 right now. I think he's just really prioritizing getting that Somber 9 online just so he can deal with all of the other boss kills that are on this board, because there is a lot of killing going on, actually, including another Lanceac square.
That is one of his specialties.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. And Bushy on this duelist right now with the spiked club. Has to be a little careful here since his vigor is really, really low. Since he hasn't been able to level that up just yet. Nice backstabs there, though. And yeah, as you said, Josh going for those rune pickups in Mogwin Palace. And they're the first nameless invader.
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. There's 3 of them here. There's 3 White Mask invaders.
Mm-hmm. I think this is the first one, though. And Bushy completing Catacomb Dungeons. Now, Team Joe W. Bush on the board. 1-2 right now. Bree going straight for Erdtree Grazing Hill on the bottom left here. Going to be grabbing Raya's hand and marking another square for Team BrinoMachino.
Yeah, it looks like nobody going for the Falling Star Beast yet. There is good synergy there in that column 4. But I think Gino is trying to get an upgraded weapon first before he does much combat. As Josh here doing a unique cheese on the White Mask Invader. Very nice.
Porting straight to Lake of Rot right afterwards. That is 2 invaders now for Josh on the board.
Maybe he thinks that he can get the Somber weapon upgraded. Because there was the Somber Stone from Mogwin Palace. I'm not sure if he grabbed it.
Oh, and Bloodhound. Where did Gino get the Bloodhound's Fang? I missed that. Might have been from Roundtable.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't see, but
I'm
Bloodhound's
assuming
Fang
it's from
is
Roundtable.
huge.
That is it. Yeah, that obviously it's one of the best weapons in the game. That's gonna be insanely.
Somber 9 Bloodhound's Fang.
Yeah.
10 minutes in is gonna go crazy.
Absolutely nuts. And yeah, Josh gonna be grabbing the Somber 8 and 9 here. In Lake of Rot. Bree now going towards Tree Sentinel Duo, possibly just setting herself up grace-wise.
Maybe acquiring some physic or not physic blast tears.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think she might just be setting herself up here at the moment. Wait, coming back later for the Tree Sentinel Duo fight.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she swinging? Oh, okay. She just wanted to. I was so confused.
Huh.
All right, and Gino going to go ahead and upgrade his Bloodhound's Fang, I believe, to +9.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Bree is going for Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 2. Going into the little Altus tunnel here.
Oh, it's Smithing Stone, not Somber Smithing. I'm actually stupid. I made that whole thing of like Falling Star Beast and Smithing Stone 1 and 2. That's not even the thing. Falling Star Beast gives you the Somber one, not the Smithing one. I'm a goober. Anyways, hand to Raya's hand to Volcano Manor, and then she's gonna go for a Smithing Stone 1 and 2, while Gino has a +9 Bloodhound Fang. Really pushing, honestly.
They are pushing. Yeah, they have
row
a
5,
lot of board
4.
presence right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if he goes for the Falling Star Beast, to be honest, to kind of push column 4 a little bit more. Or he goes for Tree Sentinel Duo here at this. Oh, actually, he can do both. Falling Star Beast in the crater, and then Tree Sentinel Duo on top of that.
With this Somber 9, like all he had to do here was level his HP to a survivable amount. He can let his base damage carry him. You're not supposed to have a +9 weapon in Altus Plateau.
Yeah. This should be huge. This is a huge power play, I would say, for sure, from Team BrinoMachino.
And I think he can actually work on Remembrance bosses, because he can do Godric with Nefeli, Renala with 4 spirits, and then that gives him capital access for Goldfree. He has complete priority in that regard.
Yep. Josh here currently, I believe, going towards EG. Going to be upgrading his Bloodhound's Fang as well. I'm sorry, Bushy. I'm not Josh. Bushy. Josh here grabbing his Somber 5 and 6, though. And here's a nice Falling Star Beast fight from Gino. Yeah, just that jumping R2 was 600 damage.
Yeah, right on the head.
Yep.
Do these things bleed? I don't remember.
No. It's pretty much just like pure rock.
Yeah. Look at that damage on the head with that Ash of War.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. And the range on it is so nice, too. It's such a long sword.
Yep. What you can actually do with the Bloodhound's Fang is you can delay the follow-up for like a full 2 seconds, it feels like. If you really need to iframe something on the fly, you can kind of hold it there for like 1 or 2 seconds.
He almost died there to the Funkster Beast getting caught on some of those meteor strikes.
Looks like Josh here will be cheesing more invaders. I think he only needs 1 more now because he's done 3 so far.
Yep, he just needs 1 more NPC invader and he'll be able to grab that 4 NPC invaders square to at least block off column 1 and to kind of promote row 4 a little bit more. But Team BrinoMachino is not even considering column 1 at all.
They are just exercising their board presence to like the fullest extent. They are promoting 2 bingos now.
Yeah, and Bree is already on her way to that other smithing stone bell bearing 1, which is going to be in Liurnia. There it is. That is 4 NPC invaders here for Josh. Going to be grabbing that square. The question now is, what is he going to do next? Is he going to try and do Renala?
What do you do? What do you do if you're team Joe W. Bush? Like the board presence is just not really there for them. Like they're only threatening maybe 2 bingos, but one of them's gonna get instantly blocked with the smithing stone bell bearing, and then you have Vike in the other one. They don't really have the board presence in this game. It'll be interesting to see what their play is, but yeah, they are definitely not in the power seat right now. Looks like Gino is heading towards the last Skjar ruins. Yes, he's going to be traveling to the Academy. He might be going for Academy access here for that Renala with 4 summons square, perhaps. That would be huge. They would have literally 4 out of the 5 squares already.
Yeah, this is a very quick match so far. I mean, we're only 16 minutes in, and they're already threatening 2 bingos. This is a lot to deal with if you're on Team Joe W. Bush. The question now is, like, what are their choices? Both Josh and Bushy are in sync, both going for EG. I believe now Bushy is trying to go for Smithing Stone Bell Bearings, but Bree is already halfway done.
Yeah, I mean, she's already at the boss of the second Bell Bearing, so there's just almost just no way. I mean, she does have a Noble Slender +0, but that square off is going to do massive damage for the poise of the Crystallians, and also setting up with the Smithing Stone 3s there. And then she can just buy the 1s and 2s, so she will actually be able to level up her weapon. Pretty smart plays here.
Yeah. It's overall just a nice synergy from both Bree and Gino. Like, both just really playing to their strengths and really making sure that they get their squares as fast as possible. Looks like Gino is slightly prepping painting rewards here, grabbing that on the way while he goes to Third Church of America, and then maybe going for Blackblade Kindred. He has a +9, Bloodhound's Fang now. Blackblade Kindred should not be a big problem at all for him at this point. This is the same as this match yesterday where there's a Sombra 9 on the board, and he was doing Blackblade Kindred versus Puppery. Obviously, Puppery did get that square before him, but still, it was a really early on Blackblade Kindred, but both of them had a +9 weapon. So this is definitely very doable.
Looks like Gino is also going to be going for the Flask of Wondrous Physic. He's right next to Church of America here, set up that square. He's kind of just he's kind of just planting seeds and just waiting for them to grow. He doesn't really need to rush for a bingo yet. All he needs to do is kind of just sit on the current squares and just set up around the board and pick and choose what you want to go for next.
And there is, by the way, Bree marking Smithing Stone Bell Bearings 1 and 2, Bushy realizing it and being like, oh crap, I have to take this elevator all the way back out, because even if you Memory of Grace, you still have to take the elevator. So he just ran all the way back out, and now what do? Do you do Renala? He does have a +9 Bloodhound's Fang, so he should be able to do that. He does have the Grace. Maybe he even has the Academy key. It is a bit of a long square because you have to get through all of Raya Lucaria, kill Red Wolf, and then get to the fight, and then you have to wait for the summons. So this is a bit of a time sink for Team Joe W. Bush on that regard, even just for the block.
Looks like Gino here is going to be doing some kind of Blackblade and Garong play. at the same time. He does have this +9, so I think he's going to grab this Grace and maybe do Garunk first and then Blackblade Kindred.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, honestly, personally, I'd prioritize Blackblade and then do Garunk, just because like Blackblade would promote row 5 a little bit more first, and then go for Garunk, because Garunk, we don't really have anything on column 5 anyways. But looks like that Gino is going to go for the Garunk first, just because it's closer nearby probably. Going to go straight for that stagger on that fight, going for the riposte. This should be a lot of damage already.
Should be coming with a bleed proc pretty soon as well.
Nice dodges here. If you know the cycle for Garunk, already a nice stagger again. This fight actually is not too bad.
The whole like dodge back left and then he'll do like the follow up. Yep.
Oh yeah, always the double swipe into just like walking back a little bit, punish.
Yep, here it is again.
Very nice. Jump R2. Like it really becomes more or less just like know the punishes, and it's very straightforward, I would say. There's a nice bleed proc that should actually kill. That is the kill on the Garunk. Marks that on the board.
And I'm guessing Blackblade Kindred is soon to follow.
No, actually. He's looking to possibly pour it out here. Has this map open, going to Inner Ionia, not actually going for the Blackblade Kindred. Very interesting.
Maybe could be setting up for painting rewards, because he did just grab the one from Limgrave.
Yeah, potentially. Although he is going the opposite way. Celia Town is behind him. So he might be going for Magma Worm Boss. I'm not too sure. This is a good question.
They kind of just can choose whatever they want at this point. They're so set up and are in a great spot on the board right now. They can just choose like whichever is the most convenient for them.
Yep. Bushy here making his way over to Red Wolf. Looks like that Bree is going to be grabbing the Academy key at this point, but is a little bit behind compared to Bushy. She might be going for Renala at this point. Still trying to promote that column 4. While Gino, this is a nice move. This is a nice move because pretty much you're like, okay, you know what? We have 2 threats. Instead of both of us committing to our threats, how about I go make some more threats on the board by doing other squares? You go ahead, you keep pushing that Renala square. I'm going to go and I'm going to do a Magma Worm Boss. I'm going to go ahead and promote like row 1 now while they still deal with our other threats. This is pretty much Team Zoom all over again from yesterday, where they just kept on making more and more threats to where you just overwhelm your opponent and they just don't know where to go anymore.
Yeah. And Bushier is like pretty much forced to respond with their own line of bingo with that Renala. He should have the upper hand here with the Bloodhound Fang on Red Wolf, doing tons of damage. He should beat Bree to Renala, barring any incidents here. As Gino makes his way towards the Magma Worm Cave. It'll be interesting to see how the Bloodhound Fang performs versus Magma Worm. It's probably going to melt him.
Very quick Red Wolf fight here from Bushy as well. Going to make his way towards Renala right after that, most likely. Oh, Josh also now with the Bloodhound Fang.
Yeah, Josh working on avatars, tree bosses, and physic tiers. Pretty good play here from Joe W. Bush.
See, now, here's the interesting thing. If blue team gets Renala, a.k.a. Bushy gets Renala here, then row 4 is not that bad. If they can commit to it and push it. Well, I meant well, that's what I mean, though. Like, that's a long-term square, kind of. You know what I mean? Well, not long-term necessarily, but it does take a little bit. And I think that would honestly play to their benefit, to where they might be able to try and like force some pressure on BrinoMachino if they're able to get some of these squares. Yeah,
I think that's what they're doing right now, because they have Josh working on Erdtree avatars and physic tiers, while at the same time that's all going towards tree bosses. I think this is about as good of a play as you can come up with if you are Team Blue.
Yeah.
Josh here with a very nice skip up to the Erdtree avatar as well. First try. That one is not easy to do.
Yeah, he's definitely going for those Erdtrees as fast as he can. Already has one down. This is going to be his second one. Then probably go to Weeping for his third. Or going for the Explosive Physic one for his third. I don't know which one he did as his first one. Gets a nice stagger. That should be a kill here for Josh. And a second Erdtree. Oh, these guys are not happy that he you kill this tree. Magma Worm here, though, from Gino. Definitely missed that because that was too fast. That was a Bloodhound's Fang +9 on the Magma Worm. Promoting that row 1 now.
Bushy here in the Renala fight, worth mentioning, did beat Bree to the fight. Trying their best to claw their way back into this game. Looks like Gino is trying to work on tree bosses now. I believe he did have the one from the Tree Sentinel, so I think that is a decent play.
Little feels lag, man. Twitch is being a little weird today, apparently. Yo, Twitch. Yeah. Hey, Twitch. What's going on, Twitch? Maybe try a different scene. No. Still freaking out. Uh-oh. Oh, and we're back. And we're back. There we go. I mean, it's definitely not my PC, by the way. It's just sometimes OBS freaks out when there's multiple things going on. Okay, it looks like that Gino, by the way, is going for Erdtree avatars now as well. So this might be
working on those tree bosses.
Yeah.
I think Yojo is going to complete the Erdtree avatar trio with this one in Liurnia. Gonna waste a tiny bit of Gino's time here, which is about as good as a thing you can ask for. But it looks like Gino doesn't really. Oh, he is heading towards the Liurnia one right now. Okay, yeah. So Yojo here with a little bit of a snipe. That is that's pretty good. We have Bushy here in the Renala fight. I don't know how many summons there's been so far, but he's probably going to get the square before Bree does. Again, barring an incident. Don't want to create an incident here.
We're definitely behind a little bit on Josh there as he already get the Erdtree square. Let me just refresh everyone real quick. There we go. So yeah, Josh did get that Erdtree avatar square before Gino did. So that's really, really nice here for Team Joe W. Bush to kind of get a bit more on the board. Bushy now just waiting for Renala to make all those summons happen, while Bree is still in phase 1 right now. Depending on RNG, Bree might be able to catch up, but she does not have a strong weapon compared to the Bushy. That is going to be a bit of a problem in her phase 2.
Yeah, as Gino here working on another tree boss as well as Physic Tears. I think this one drops 2. This tree spirit drops 2 Physic Tears. So
I think he's going straight past it. Actually, he's going to be going for the Hero's Grave. Jumping down the bridge here, completely skipping that tree spirit. Bushy just still waiting for that last summon that he needs. And now Bree
is entering phase 2.
Yeah. Oh, Bushy did get the go-ahead. Last summon has happened for him, so there he gets the kill on Renala. Going to be able to mark that square here in just a moment. Going to be blocking column 4 here and promoting row 4 for his own team. And possibly even the diagonal, if you think about it.
Yeah.
This could start to slowly sway into Team Joe W. Bush's favor if they are making the right square calls here. I think Blackblade Kindred has to happen ASAP because they do see that Gino picked up Garunk. They have to go for that Blackblade Kindred to not have that sniped away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Bree here is trying her best to finish off Renala. The square does get sniped away, so she's just going to make the call and just try to finish her off as quickly as possible. Maybe try to salvage something. And she will get the Renala kill. Very nicely done.
There's the Physic Tears here from Josh coming out now, promoting that diagonal even more. Very, very nice here. Now it's going to be 8 to 5 here for BrinoMachino. And Gino's sticking to his guns, going for this Hero's Grave.
Yeah, it looks like Bushy's doing the same thing here. Running past the Ulcerated Tree Spirit, and is going to try to race Gino to this Hero's Grave.
Yep, but that's going to definitely block their row 4. So nice block here coming out from Gino.
Is there actually a way to avoid this NPC invasion if you hug the right wall?
Yes. Yeah, you can just completely hug the right wall. Once you get off the bridge, just completely hug the right side. Anastasia will not invade.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh here now. I'm assuming prepping for BBK. I think he's going for BBK here. As he is making his way towards Third Church of America. Gino making his way through the hero's grave. And maybe Bree's starting to work on bosses that ride a horse and bosses with tree in their name. That would
yeah,
make
I mean
a lot
that
of
would
sense.
be that'd be a big block for the diagonal.
Yep, she's definitely going for this tree sentinel right now. So they both kind of go for the 2 blocks here. This is what I was talking about, though. Like, as soon as you activated that Renala square and activated the diagonal and the row 4, you at least created enough pressure to where both players on BrinoMachino were like, okay, we have to respond to this at the very least. And they're both making
So
an
they didn't
effort
buy
to
themselves
block
a
that.
tiny bit of time.
Yep. Like that, at the very least, we have to do a little bit of something. And so Gino going for the row 4 block, Bree going for the diagonal block, making sure that they're getting rid of all the bingos, and then they can just go ahead and go for the other random squares that they want to go for at the end of the day. No one, by the way, going for the 30 arcane square because people are realizing more and more that stat dumping, even though it's really affordable early on into the game, definitely affects the rest of the match.
Wow, Gino here with some backstep tech in the lava. Never seen that one before.
I sadly missed it. I didn't get to see it. I'll have to check.
He was doing a backstep into a fist tack, and he was kind of like lunging forward with his fists.
Weird.
Yeah. I believe he skipped the section where you ride the chariot, maybe?
Yeah,
Could be
yeah.
wrong about that. But
Yeah, no, he did the drop down instead, which is depending on if you have like quick step, for example, it is faster than riding the chariot.
Yep.
Red Wolf here coming from Gino on the hero's grave, and then also the Knight's Cav here on Bree's screen. She's definitely pushing that that horse boss's square as much as she can.
this is so unfortunate for Bushy because he's gonna be stuck down here. He's gonna have to Memory of Grace and ride the elevator back up once the square gets marked.
And he has like 36,000 or 34,000 runes. 16,000, sorry. There is that Red Wolf square being marked by Gino. That the
and now there's not really, there's no Altus bosses. You know, there's no Red Wolf boss. There's no reason to be down here, so he's gonna have to Memory of Grace and do something else.
He's running back. He's like, I'm keeping the 16,000. I earned this 16,000, but he gets ran over by the chariot anyways. That's tough.
As Josh here is working on the Blackblade Kindred, we'll see how that goes for him.
And now
looks
Gino's
like
on it too.
Bree is probably going to block with tree bosses, but obviously Joe W. Bush does not know that. They still have this diagonal. This is like their one way back into the game.
Yep.
Gino also working on the Blackblade Kindred. At the same time, Yojo having a slight advantage here
I'll
on
put
HP.
them side by side here real quick.
They both have a +9, I believe, so they're doing around the same damage, so it's just a matter of execution at this point.
Yep. The staggers are going to be huge here.
Yep, absolutely. If you can get that blood and weapon art on the head of the gargoyle, that's huge.
Yep. There is a
It's
stagger
like
here
Gino
on Josh's
getting
screen.
a bit unlucky, yeah.
Oh,
Jojo-
Josh unlucky with the head bob going into the sky. He can't get any critical hits.
No.
And then Gino getting another stagger here. Gets to get the repose. He's slowly catching up with that stagger. And Josh dying.
No.
Oh, no. That is very, very unfortunate for Team Joe W. Bush. Very unfortunate.
That's devastating. Yeah, it looks like Bushy is going to respond with a Remembrance boss with Remembrance weapon because he killed Renala. So I believe he's going to be responding with that.
Yeah, but sadly it's going to block their last bingo that they had.
Yeah, they really had to get this Black Kindred. That was their one way back into this game.
Yep.
Get them up to 9-9, but unfortunately.
It does make sense that they didn't go for it early on, as in blue team, because they saw him go for Garunk, saw Gino go for Garunk, so they're like, all right,
Absolutely.
he's not gonna go. He's gonna go for Black Kindred right afterwards, so we might as well just not go for it. But then it was on the board for so long that then Josh went for it, and he was so close to getting it too. Like he might have gotten it before Gino if he just didn't die there. But this is a tough fight.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
very unfortunate for sure. There it is for Gino grabbing that Black Blade Kindred. 10-5 now for BrinoMachino. No more bingo options on the board for Joe W. Bush, and they have to go ahead and just like make the right calls now.
Yeah, we'll see what it is. Bushy here going to be heading up to Stormvale Castle. He's going to be trying to do the Remembrance boss with Remembrance weapon only. I don't remember. I did not get to see what weapon he's using, but I would assume that's his play. While Gino here is heading through Altus, I think for a Lanciax play, I would imagine. We'll see how that goes for him. Bree here on a horse boss. I think she's on number 3. This one number 4. Josh here, I think he's also working on tree bosses because he's taking the elevator up from the Stranded Graveyard. I think he wants to either go for a tree boss or a horse boss. Or both.
Yeah, I'm not too certain, but sadly, Bree is very, very ahead on this already. Currently ready on 4 horse bosses, just needs one more to mark that square.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to go for that column 3.
Kinda tough.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
Bree now going, where is she going?
Could be paintings.
Knight's Cav? No, yeah, Knight's Cav maybe in Kaled? No, she's going for the tunnel here. Oh, she's going for upgrades. I think she's going for upgrades.
Yeah, that sword is really not getting the job done at this point.
That would make a lot of sense. Maybe grab the rot grease, maybe some upgrades. That makes some sense here for sure. Gino here now going to be possibly going for a setup so he can get into capital maybe for gold free.
Yeah, that does make sense. There's also
Lanciax. Never mind. He's going for
Lanciax in this board. Yep.
Yeah, goes straight for the Lanciax kill. His second Lanciax of the season and his second match.
He's definitely a Lanciax enjoyer.
Nice little headshots.
Huge weapon art damage in the head, yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy too because this boss is like super tanky and looks like it's just getting melted like it's like paper. I think Josh is in this catacomb for tree bosses.
Yeah, for Tree Watchdog.
Yep. And Bushy here is heading towards Godric for that kill with a Remembrance weapon only.
Very nice fight here from Gino. Gets a nice little Ash of War again on Lanciax's head.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Wait, what? Lanciax just canceled the attack? That was weird. That was very weird.
Definitely an Elden Ring moment.
Well, just canceled the attack and did it again. There it is. One more square on the board here for BrinoMachino. 11-6 now. Yeah, this is okay. So they do pick up the tree bosses, or 5 bosses with tree in their name on Joe W. Bush's side. But horse bosses is just a little too far behind. Josh sadly committing his time now. It seems to be Knight's Calves, while Bree is probably going to get her last Knight's Calf or a horse boss. And she's going to go for Radon for her last horse boss. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is that early pressure, man.
They really set themselves up for success there with that row 5 and that column 4. That just created so much pressure on the
Yeah.
board, and it seemed like Josh and Bushy just didn't really know what to do. They didn't really have a play back into the game, right? Some mishaps happening to Josh in the early game. He did end up dying on his way to Mogwin. At that point, like, you're just so far behind. It gets so incredibly hard to get back into the game.
Yeah, it's like you're seeing right now that Joe W. Bush does have the execution to go for pressure, go for lines. It's just that the early game really decided on how are they going to react and how are they going to play for the rest of the match. With Gino and Bree having really early square pickups, it really set the tone for the rest of the match.
Yeah, looks like Gino is going to be cleaning up this painting reward. I think that's how they're going to finish off this match. They're going to do Radon for the last horse boss, and then I think Gino's going to finish off this painting reward square, because he did pick up the one from the Limgrave Artist Shack earlier. Doing a quick Celia skip. Oof. Getting stuck in the little crevice in the branch. Oh, and then on the right side,
Definitely
finally pulls
annoying.
off Celia skip. Yeah.
But definitely gets it. Bree on Radon right now. Bushy on Godric going into phase 2. Josh right now going for his Knight's Calves, going on his third horse boss. Does he have enough time, honestly, to get 2 more horse bosses before Bree does, finishing her Radon fight?
I would say no, but you do truly never know. Bree here getting a stagger on Radon with the spitting pot friend and Okina. She's got the whole squad to help her out.
There we go. That's a Godric kill here for Bushy with Nefeli Lu.
Yep.
Josh here, I think, going for Knight's Calves and Liurnia.
I think Bushy is going to be checking Roundtable Hold for the Remembrance weapon that Godric drops, because that's still available on the board. He's already done Renala. Now it's time to head to the capital, I think, if you are Bushy.
Let's go ahead and move back over to Team Red here real quick.
Yeah, it looks like Gino is in Dragon Barrow, trying to collect that painting reward, I believe. Also going to be taking out this putrid avatar. Oh, he's just dying to set up the Stake of America. Gotcha. Okay.
Very nice Radon kill here from Bree. Gets that center
bosses.
square. Yeah, 12-7.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be finishing out the match with some cleanup here of the painting rewards.
Yeah, this should be the last painting, right? Wait.
Yeah.
No. I guess he's going for maybe Arcane instead. He's gonna go kill Grail.
Yeah, I mean I guess that's the only thing I could think of for this Grail.
All right. Looks like Josh
Bree
is gonna be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Bree was looking to stat dump into Arcane, but did not have enough, so she's going to be leveling up her health instead.
I'm going to be moving over here to the 4 screens as Josh here going to be going for Vike.
Ooh. We love Vike here.
Nice little Ash of War on Grail here from Gino, getting a lot of damage in. Nice little Ash of War here from Josh as he fights Vike. Does have the bubble tier too. This is going to be really useful for killing Vike, to be honest. Look at that damage. Really, really nice damage, but also has a nice little insurance policy with that bubble tier to make sure that he does not get like one shot immediately.
Yeah, this seems like a good counter to Vike. You could just iframe pretty much everything with that Bloodhound's Fang weapon art here. Not a bad, yeah, seriously, a solid choice.
Vike really trying to catch
Oh
Josh
my
off
God.
guard.
Do not pop his bubble.
And now Bree going for Vike as well. We have a Vike off. Oh, does tag the bubble though here for Josh. Has got to make sure that he does not make the wrong moves. That might be one of them. Oh, okay, that was nice. That was a little close there. Gino looking to try and get more money. Not close
Or
enough
that
yet to
stat
30
gun.
arcane.
Yep.
Josh just needs one more L2 on this Vike. Oh, no!
Oh.
Gets stabbed in the blib blap on literally the last moment.
No. Well, it looks
Oh,
like Bree is
man.
also working on Vike. It seems to be whoever is going to get the square first. I mean, honestly, that amount of damage is very, we'll call that comebackable.
And there it is, though. There it is, switching back over. GG's to Team BrinoMachino, marking that 30 arcane. 13-7. GG's. Currently, BrinoMachino being 2-0. Joe W. Bush being 0-2. What a
Honestly,
match, though.
another dominant performance from Team BrinoMachino. They came to play this weekend.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot, man.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot. Some nice blocks, some nice calls from Joe W. Bush, but sadly just not fast enough. And maybe some just like mechanical errors in some of these fights and some of these choices that they made too. Kind of costing them in that match. Because Bree and Gino both played pretty much flawlessly. I don't think either of them died accidentally in any way, shape, or form when they went for squares. Very, very strong performance from them, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they had a game plan and executed. They came to play.
All right, let me see if they are available. Let's go ahead and move into post-game here. That was a lot. That was a lot. Intense, for sure. That early game pressure really, really set the tone.
Yeah.
Very, very, very rough tone. All right, let me move into the players here. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, had that row 5 been anything but gold free, that would have been a bingo most likely for BrinoMachino.
And first,
Oh, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. GG's. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there mid-sentence.
Hey.
No, it was perfect timing.
All right, well,
Hello,
welcome in.
gamers.
GG's, everyone. GG's to Team BrinoMachino for pulling the dub out on that one. That was a very intense match. Very strong early performance for sure, too. So first off, for Red Team here, for Team Brino, what was the early game plan? What was the late game plan? Communications, give us the deets on that. All right. Very good, very good.
I was waiting.
Yeah, so we just divided the early squares. It seemed like it was worth to go. Like there were quite a few early squares on this one, but Tree Sentinel +0 and NPCs lined up, so that made sense. And then yeah, just like going for +9, doing a lot of the boss killing after that. Yeah, I mean it was pretty. Like, I felt like it was pretty straightforward, but it's always nice when you can actually, like, get the squares that you're rushing for. So I'm
Right.
not sure if they were contested, but...
Well,
The-
our game plan was to look at the column 1, and Josh was gonna go for NPC invaders, and if you guys claimed both Tree Sentinel and friendly NPCs, he was gonna start prioritizing Somber 9. But there was a bit of an incident there, and
Oh
then
yeah, like
as soon as our column 1 threat was dead, it was just chasing for the rest of the game.
yeah, I had a major execution mistake on the NPCs that cost me just a ton of time, and I don't like, even if I did like just went for it straight away, I don't think I would have contested the +9 fast enough. But yeah, the early game really messed me. I also I accidentally clicked cancel character creation at the beginning of the match and like lost 15 seconds to that.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
Like-
no.
It was just like some very silly mistakes on my end, and then we got really close to like beating the BBK
Oh,
and then I,
really?
You
like,
sniped.
I
You
died
sniped on
that.
Rinola. It was a great Rinola block. I was like, I think she was like
Ah.
halfway, maybe a little bit over. She had only one summon for me, but it was a good. It was a very good block. I think it was you, Bushy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was well played. We. I think Gino and I determined that we definitely sent Gino. We should have sent Gino there, but the way that we had played the lines, I was building a smithing weapon, and Gino got the Somber 9 with me getting the bell bearings, and I still think it would have been a stronger play for Gino to force Rinola, but you had an excellent block on that. It was really good.
Yeah, I think
I
like one of my
went
biggest.
for Hero's Grave right after that. Which I mean, at that point, like when you're losing like that, it's just desperation plays. You play very optimistically, hoping that the opponents are doing exactly what you need them to. I knew Gino could be ahead of me on it, but I just said, all right, if he is, then we lose. Like,
I think by far my biggest mistake this match was like as soon as I saw the Tree Sentinel +0, I considered going for +9 because I knew Gino was going to go. I had a very strong feeling Gino was going to go +9 with this board.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should have just stuck with my gut and just gone straight for it because I think I could have gotten it.
Yeah, had you gone for it right away? I was thinking that you were gonna go, or at least one of you were gonna go for like +9 immediately. So I was fully prepared to like just not get that square and just kind of like stealthily get a +9. But
My hope was to use use Mogwin for the 9 and runes instead of Halig Tree
oh yeah,
because I did the 4 invaders and Mogwin.
yeah, that makes sense.
But I was just way too slow on the execution. And I think I died like 3 times doing it.
I don't know what the exact issue was, but I know sometimes they like spam Swarm of Flies, and when they do that, it's like a nightmare because you're stuck on this little ledge.
God, I didn't even know that wasn't a thing that could happen.
Oh, they can
That's
do
awful.
that too. It's so
Lovely.
fun. There's all sorts of fun things that can happen there.
Yeah, no, I didn't turn around and block for it's the Sanguine Noble, and so he attacked while falling off and killed me.
Oh, it was the first. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you get the grace?
No.
Oh,
No.
well, where does it take you to the beginning, like where you get through the portal, or?
So the Sanguine Noble is still in
No,
Snowfield.
yeah,
Oh,
So I just-
no, my bad. Okay, I thought you
Yeah.
said the other guy.
Yeah, no, I skill issued once and just rolled off the cliff, and then the second time I went to him, he killed me. But whenever he fell off the cliff, and so it was just like,
Oh,
That was my early
I
game.
hate that death. Because like
Yeah, it
you
was a
have to like
disaster.
walk on foot to him, and there's no good grace, I don't think, in that area. Like it's yeah.
but it happens. It's the way it goes sometimes.
It does. Yep. Sometimes we try to cheese them, and sometimes they get us back. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was very impressive though from BrinoMachino, to be honest, and like how quickly they responded. Like as soon as Bushy marked that Renala square, Gino went straight for Hero's Grave. Bree went straight for bosses that ride a horse, which is blocking the last 2 potential bingos with that Renala square. They're like, okay, you know what? They got 1. Let's just go ahead and block everything else just to make sure that we can just get the other squares that we need to. So that was a just very quick reaction play that I thought was just very nicely done.
Yeah, the horse bosses was
Hero's Grave
kinda
did you go
close.
for, Gino?
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
Which Hero's Grave did you go for?
I went for the Red Wolf.
And you went for it right after I got Renala.
No, well, so yeah, like the way the game was going, we knew that the only hope was for row 4, and so I started going for that before it was done, like just
Okay.
as kind of insurance on it. I'm not sure how much before, but I'm pretty sure it was like a couple minutes before actually.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I might have misremembered. But it was overall though, it's just it really covered a lot of ground for sure on their end. But honestly, like even then, like you guys, Joe W. Bush, you guys still covered a lot of ground for having such a rough early game, and being able to then just like still get the necessary blocks to try and make it as far as possible, and still trying to like create some pressure with that Renala square and everything. I think that would have been really huge if honestly if Josh possibly didn't die to BBK there, and you guys started activating that diagonal a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think there would have been some nice pressure coming out from you guys that you could have possibly have turned us around a little bit more. In
Yeah,
the later
the BBK
game.
was close. The horse bosses were kind of. I was on my 4th.
That's okay. Gino had a really nice moment where he reminded me that Radon is in fact a horse boss.
That was going to be my
So,
5th. Yeah.
that that was a really good reminder.
Yeah.
I forgot about Leonard, the most important part.
How could you
so-
forget him?
I don't know. I feel terrible, but now I won't ever.
The
So,
best horse.
Yes. Best boy.
But GG's to both teams. Thank you very much for playing today, guys. It was really fun to watch. So thank you very much for taking the time to play today, and best of luck to you guys next week, Saturday, for your round 3 matches. And I hope you have a good rest of your day. Oh wait, hold on. Actually, wait. Sorry. Blanks. Do you have any thing you would like to ask the players to?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna ask Gino what your thought process was on the leaving Blackbird Kindred. You did Garunk, and then you kind of just like left, and that square almost got taken. It didn't really like matter in the in the end, but I just want to hear what your thought process was on leaving that BBK up.
I just wanted more health, and then I was also thinking that it was what happened actually to us last match where Puppery took Blackblade Kindred and then Garunk was there. So like you just think it's like, okay, somebody is right there. So probably it's gonna be hard to snipe him on it. So that's why I just left for a little bit. But yeah, probably it would have been a decent idea to go for it. I mean, blocking that diagonal was something that probably should have been done earlier, but yeah, there were definitely like there were some misplays, I think. But like maybe that was one of them. I don't know. But yeah, that was just what I was thinking for that.
Yeah. Gotcha. But GG's to everyone, guys, and thank you again for playing, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank
Yep,
you
GGs.
for having
Yeah,
us.
thank you.
GGs,
GGs.
guys.
No problem. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.